Have you heard the quote, we have two ears and one mouth, so we should listen twice as much as we speak? That's from first century philosopher Epictetus, a Greek philosopher. And today is Fortune Cookie Sunday. Now, if you've not been with us for Fortune Cookie Sunday, it's usually on a fifth Sunday because if not all topics lend themselves to 5 weeks, so I do 4 topics, and then a fifth Sunday is something different. And came up with fortune cookies a few years ago, and it's where I crack open a cookie and see what's inside. These are fresh from the Chinese restaurant. They have not been opened. I've not peeked. I don't have no idea what's in there. It's all spirit, and so it's a opportunity for us all to listen, for me to listen to spirit, for you to listen to spirit, and see what messages, listen for what messages may be present there for us today. As I was preparing all week and doing some meditation work around it, it's like, what message is emerging here? And it was spirit is everywhere. Spirit is everywhere. And part of that is the science of mind is everywhere. And I have for years found science of mind messages in fortune cookies and had lots of fun at the dinner table with them, with friends. And because the science of mind is a compilation of so many teachings, we do see it everywhere. We do see it everywhere. We just may not be aware of it. So as I was preparing, I went to The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, some of my favorite quotes, and got some inspiration. Now, that is buzzing and that is bugging me, so there. So Ernest says, to free ourselves from the contemplation of evil and bondage is the whole aim and purpose of the science of mind and spirit. Freedom. Freedom. He says the realization that good is universal and as much good as we are able to incorporate in our lives as ours to use is what constitutes the science of mind and spirit. The purpose of science of mind is liberation for the individual. And this is the idea that life happens as we believe. Ernest didn't come up with that idea. That, of course, comes from the Bible and some of Jesus' teachings. It's also the law of cause and effect, isn't it? As we believe, it's the law of quantum physics, the observer effect that we've learned about. The next one says the journey of the soul involves the realization that we are not separate individuals, but divine individualizations of spirit. That's the oneness that we teach here. You heard it in the prayer earlier. We are one. We are united in this wholeness. We're not separate from spirit. We're not separate from each other. We're united in this oneness. He says there is an inflow of spirit into self-expression through all people. It is the continuous inpouring of God's blessings. When we open our minds to the influx of the divine wisdom, we're allowing our lives to be guided by the infinite. If you were with us last week, that's what we talked about was intuition. To allow ourselves to be guided by divine wisdom. Our perfection is already in us because we are made of the one source, spirit. By the process of evolution, we are revealing it. Live up to your divine potential that is waiting for your recognition. This is the freedom of choice, to choose to turn in recognition. If you're familiar with the story of the prodigal son, it says when the young son had gone and spent all of his inheritance and realized that he could go back home and work for his dad and not just be a son, but work for his dad and have a nicer living than what he was doing. It's the whole story that it says when he turned to the Father as representative of turning to spirit, and what did the Father do? He welcomed him, right? Irrespective of the crazy decisions the kid had made. And so this is this idea of waiting our recognition. It's right here within us. Neither the consciousness of spirit nor the laws of the universe hold anything against us. Whenever we turn to them in recognition and acceptance, they immediately flow through us, imparting the divine givingness into our experience. Say yes to your good. Well, Dr. Holmes had a very special message for me today, and I want to share it with you all this morning. He says, Dear Reverend Jill, you must listen to the inner voice, and it will tell you what to do in your hour of need. You will be told everything you ought to know and not be misled. You must relight the torch of your imagination. You must remain faithful to this vision, for a realization of the presence of God is the real power in your life. Sincerely, Ernest Holmes. Isn't that special? Yes, I know. Really special. Yes. So I invite you to take that message as your own inspiration this week into your life. Relight the torch of your imagination. Know that Spirit's there in your hour of need, and the real power, the presence of God is the real power in your life as well. So I invite you to take that with you. All right. With that blessing, I think it's time to get started. What do y'all think? Let's see what Spirit has for us today. Um, eh, sure, that'd be great. And the mic too, please, in case y'all want to join in. You can. Jim's got it. Microphone. Yeah, I was thinking about this morning. It's like if y'all want to participate, we can do that. Let's just see what's up. Is that on, Jim? No. Okay. All right. Should have brought my other glasses. I should have brought my other glasses. A long-awaited wish will come true this Wednesday. Ooh. Now that's pretty specific. Okay, I like it. I will. A long-awaited wish will come true this Wednesday. There you go. So, a long-awaited wish. Now, in Science of Mind, we don't really teach that wishing is the way to make things happen, right? But if it's something that is long awaited, it's probably something that's been in our consciousness and in our awareness and something that we've been thinking about. And if you remember in the Science of Mind teaching, Ernest tells us that it's not the one or two thoughts that we have about something, it's the tendency of our thinking, the consistency of our thinking. And so if there's something that I have been waiting for, wishing for, Wednesday's its day. So just remember when you find yourself wishing things were different, move that into knowing, move that into trusting and affirming it coming to your life. Thank you, dear. How potent are they? You'll see. Oh, that's not enough. So anyway, trust that tendency of your thinking and affirm what it is that you've got a wish for and make it your desire, and it goes into our intention setting. Okay? So I'll keep you posted next week on what that is. Did you all do meditation last week for 3 minutes? Uh-huh. They work? Okay, there you go. All right. Family is where you are valued and appreciated. How many have family of choice? In addition to family of origin, right? So family is where you are valued and appreciated. And I think this speaks to that idea that we all come from a family of origin, and some of us had wonderful experiences and some of us did not. And as adults and as beings of choice, we can choose a family of preference and build our relationships and build our families and connections where we will feel valued and appreciated, as will they. As will they. And I think it's important that we recognize this and not beat ourselves up over our family of origin if it wasn't the most inspiring experience, and recognize it for what it was. the gifts that we received from it that helped us to become the people that we are today, the strength that we built, the wisdom that we gained, and likely the connections we made outside of family with our friends because of the love and the trust that we feel there that we may not have felt in our home life and growing up. So this one for me speaks to that family of choice. Although I love my family of origin too, but my family of choice, because my family of choice is out here in Arizona, and my family of origin is mostly in Virginia. So I get the best of both worlds. All right. If anybody wants to jump in with anything, just raise your hand. We've got the mic right here. You're free to comment. Tell me I'm full of hooey. See it a different way. Expand. You folks online can do the same. You can put it in the chat and Jim will let me know. Okay. Your enthusiasm for sports will create positive energy and motivation in those around you. Okay. Yeah, I will. Slowly. Your enthusiasm for sports will create positive energy and motivation in those around you. What that says to me is it doesn't really matter that sports is in there if sports is not your thing. If sports is your thing, that's great. There can be any avenue because it's our positive energy and motivation of ourselves that influences those around us, as does our negative attitudes, I might say as well, right? So the example of sports, and you think about sports and the rah-rah and the cheering and there's some folks that have some very passionate beliefs around their sports teams. Yes. I mean, we lose a lot of folks during the football season because it's on Sunday morning and they just don't want to be here. They want to be there watching. So it's that enthusiasm and motivation that they've focused on the team that we can focus on our own lives and our lives of our friends, our families, our businesses. We have that power. And so, what in your life are you excited about? If it's not sports, is it something else that lights you up for motivation and enthusiasm and excitement that people can feel that from you? You know, for me, it is spirituality and ministry and talking about this stuff. It's exciting. It's also the business components that I work in commercial real estate, and some of the things that I do there, I get very passionate about. Joe's got 17 businesses that he's passionate about. I'd say his improv is probably his biggest focus right now. Anybody else? What is your motivation right now that's got you excited in life? Travel for Penny. Yeah, you mentioned that. That's great. That's great. Travel. Yeah, travel there. Yeah, good stuff. Jim's got a business that's taken off. That's great. Yeah. Beth?
Sport is has other definitions. What do you do for sport? What do you do for sports? What do you do for sport? And I just looked it up and it says, how do you amuse yourself?
Ah.
And so I'm having a lot of fun thinking, well, I do this, I do that, I do this. But I have a lot of amusements. So, and we all look for things that are fun and amusing to do, right? So we all have sports.
That's awesome. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for expanding that. Thank you for expanding that. That's true. I forgot about the use of that word that way. What do you do for sport? For fun. Fun's important. All right. Adventure fuels your soul. Pursue it with passion. So we're still on the same theme here. Adventure fuels your soul. Pursue it with passion. If writing fuels your soul, pursue it with passion. Whatever we pursue, whatever that desire within us is, pursue it with passion. Because in the Science of Mind teaching, we teach that our passion, our belief back of, is what is the energy of our prayer. If we just speak our prayer and we're not passionate about it, we don't believe it's going to manifest, it's likely not going to, right? Ernest Holmes called it the juice. It's the juice of the prayer is your passion and your enthusiasm for it, your belief in its manifestation. So this is reminding us that adventure fuels your soul. Pursue it with passion. Pursue anything with passion, whether it's adventure or anything else. All right. Ah, it's Chinese lessons on the other side if anybody wants to learn Chinese. Take a pause from consuming information. Oh, wow. I think we're going to put that one on the wall, Jim. Take a pause from consuming information. That's not easy to do today, is it? There's so much information coming at us all the time. Our phones, our TVs, other people constantly coming at us. Take a pause from consuming information. Have you ever taken just a day and turned your phone off? Not gone on the computer. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what do we do everything there. Yeah, what you do. We do everything. I mean, it's I have a question, I'm going to go to the phone. I'm looking for directions, I'm going to go to the phone. I'm looking for a close restaurant or a gas station, I'm going to go to the phone. What's happening in the world? I'm going to go to the phone. I want to go shopping, I go to the phone. Right? Take a pause from all of that information. What can we do with our time instead? Meditate. Good answer. Rather than consuming so much that is happening out there in the world of effects, what if we just took some time to be still and just listen to infinite intelligence and wisdom, that which created all that stuff? Just be still and listen to that. Connect with that. Allow your nervous system to just settle down, calm down and relax, because all of that stimulation, I mean, it's proven at night that if you spend a lot of time on the screen before bed, you don't sleep as well. I proved that to myself a couple of weeks ago. I was working on a project and worked a little later than I anticipated, but I was on the screen until probably 10 o'clock, which is late for me. And I went to bed and I couldn't sleep. Couldn't sleep. And that was the only thing different, was that I had been on the screen that long, because I'm usually not. Usually, like the hour before I go to bed, I'm reading a book or something less stimulating than color screens coming at me. So be aware of that. Be aware of your consumption of information and choose some different outlets. Go to nature, just be outside without your phone, be in meditation, be quiet and still, do some journaling, see what's going on inside of your own soul, inside of your own mind, your own heart, see what pours forth. I spent some time doing that last night, and it was interesting. I hadn't journaled for a couple of weeks, and it was interesting the way it came out and what came out and the information and stuff. So that's another practice we can use rather than consuming information. Oh, this one's got lucky numbers. Anybody playing the lottery today? Oh, this is perfect. Science of Mind 101. Your life will be filled with endless opportunities for growth and success. Does that sound like our teaching? Yeah, it is. It's what we teach because it's true. It's true. Our life will be filled with those opportunities. They're constantly coming towards us, at us, available to us. But it's up to us to select, isn't it? Because again, we're beings of choice. The story of Melissa Gilbert, who wrote the book and wrote some books, and she had an idea for a book, and she outlined it and had it all ready to go, and then life happened. Her husband got ill, and she didn't have time to work on it, so she put it up on the shelf. About 5 years later, that book comes out and is a bestseller. She's like, "What? That was my idea. I even outlined it. It's here on this dusty shelf someplace." And her point in the book that she wrote about this was that spirit or the universe is always filling everything with ideas and opportunities. Some resonate with me, some resonate with Penny or Denise. It's the ones that we take and make our own and make active to bring into fruition, to allow that creative flow through us to come into being. It's something that wants to be birthed. Are we willing to be the vehicle for that? And Melissa thought she was, or Elizabeth, her name's Elizabeth. Elizabeth thought she was, but life got in the way. But the opportunity was still hanging out there, and somebody else said, "I'll do it. I'll do it." Have you ever had an idea for something, didn't take action, and then saw it in print, in the media, somewhere? Yeah, we've probably all had that experience. So, this is the idea of your life being filled with endless opportunities for growth and success, but we have to be proactive and take the action, right? It's kind of like treating and moving. I was going to say treating and moving your feet. Treating and moving your feet. We have that saying. We can treat and pray all day long, but we also have steps, and we need to take that action. Comments, questions? Anybody have a good story about that one of those ideas you didn't take action on and somebody else did? Is that driving you crazy? It's not just me. Well, tell me how you did that.
You go there. I was 14. I dreamt that we were going to have flying cars, and it's in fruition.
Yeah,
So
it's happening.
I created that. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I just knew it was going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. In the 1980s, my first husband and I were in a wine group in California, and everybody would come in with paper bags carrying their wines for the wine tastings. And I looked at it and I said, "Gosh, we could make prettier bags than those. That'd be a great idea. Take some little claws and makes." And I had, sewing stuff in my head at that time. Took no action on it. Yep. The rest is history. Okay. Well, this one's dated, but your positive energy will attract success in April. Is that our friend? We have a friend named April. Your positive energy will attract success in April. Our positive energy attracts success anytime, doesn't it? Because we're a match as our positive energy. Whatever we are, whoever we're being, whatever we believe is attracting to us that. So if that energy is positive, we're going to attract positive things. If that energy is negative, we're going to attract more negative things. Ernest always said that we're a broadcasting station. And whatever we're broadcasting, the frequency, it's going to match up to a radio someplace that's going to tune that in. So what frequency are you matching today? What are you tuning into? So if this is our friend April, or if this is next April, doesn't matter, because we are always at the opportunity to attract that positive thing into our life when we focus on that. stay present to it, and stay with it. Stay with it. All right. This one's broken. We'll try that one. You think? Let's see. Oh no, this is a good one. This is so good it was screaming to get out. Follow the guidance of your inner guru. Need I say more? What is your inner guru? God, spirit, source, essence within us, our intuition. We are our own inner guru. Sometimes we seek outside for our guru, and that can be wonderful. There are great teachers out there that we learn from. And we have everything we need within us. Ernest was very clear on that. That's why when we're in practitioner training, they tell us to let go of anything that we give our power to, such as oils, fragrances, candles, crystals. Thank you. That's the word, crystals. Any of those things that we put our energy, our power on that are going to do good things for us, because we have everything we need within us. We have everything we need within us. Our wisdom, our love, our prayer. We are connected always with the one. We don't need, there's nothing wrong with any of that stuff, don't get me wrong. But as part of the teaching, he wanted us to separate the idea of any of that stuff having more power than we have within ourselves already. So remember that when you are thinking about your life, thinking about a project, thinking about a relationship or whatever that you're calling in, you've got the power. You just need to first become it. And that was one of the things that I had a hard time with when I first joined this teaching was you must first become that which you seek. Well, that's the most illogical thing I've ever heard in my life. How can I be something I want and I don't have? That doesn't make any sense to me. And that's the whole key, is changing our mind about that so that we think like the person who is successful. We act like the person who is successful until we attract it to us. What was that other one that said, your enthusiasm will create positive energy and motivation from those around you? It creates it within you too, right? So when we are living as if, it's not fake it till we make it. It's living as if until we believe it, because once we believe it, it automatically manifests. So we have to get rid of our doubts, get rid of our lack thinking, get rid of our not enoughness, and believe that good, whatever it is, the health, and that can be a challenge. If we were dealing with a health challenge and it's really kind of smacking us in the face, it can be very hard to believe we're healthy in that moment. The key is to work with someone who can help you see that truth when you can't see it, until you can see it. And that's part of the teaching. And this works that same way in relationships, with our employment, with our finances. Okay? Can I disagree with it a little bit? It says tomorrow's kindness will create a ripple of goodwill. And I would just say today's kindness. Yeah, today's kindness. Let's not push that off into tomorrow. Today's kindness will create a ripple of goodwill. And that's one of my favorite analogies that we use, is the idea of the ripple on the pond. That was my graduation theme from ministerial school. We had the drop hitting the pond and rippling out was our theme, because that was what we had talked about in our class, was how our teaching, the fact of what we had gone through and learned in our process, we could now be that pebble and teach to others and allow that, then each one of those becomes a pebble that teaches in their way. And we all teach in our own way by our living example of who we are. And this was specific to kindness, but our love ripples out. Our kindness ripples out. Our wisdom ripples out. Our calmness and our peace ripples out. If you've ever been in a situation where it was getting angry or volatile, and you could be the peace in that moment and begin to talk more calmly, more quietly, a lot of times they'll match that energy and things can get back to a more pleasant conversation. So recognizing that we are those pebbles, those drops in our own life, and that because we're one in consciousness, we all affect each other. We all affect each other. And we see that in our own energy. Somebody comes in, and I mean, I can tell typically on a Sunday morning who's not having a good morning. It's like, okay, what's going on? Do we need to talk? Because your energy is not the same as it usually is. Or if you're, bubbly and on fire, it's like, okay, what's going on? Something wonderful's happened. Tell me about it. You have that same in your life too. You can tell when people are up or down or a little sideways or not happy or something's going on. That's the energy, and that's the ripple that we all feel because we are all one. Anybody having a good example of that? Quiet this morning, my friends. Jim, anybody online chiming in? Not yet? All right. My goodness, what is with this? December will bring you love and happiness. I have love and happiness already, so I guess it happened last December, right? Again, it says a month, but it's always, right? Love and happiness can be ours anytime we choose it. Anytime we choose it. Because that all starts inside, doesn't it? We have to be love first. We have to be, what was the other word? Happiness. We have to be happy. And when we're love and happy, then we that ripple again, right? The ripple around us. And so December will bring you love and happiness. I think it's already here for all of us. If we're willing to, and if we don't have it, if we're looking for it outside of ourselves still, maybe it's time to go within and do some healing work and get in touch with any part of you that believes that you're not happiness, that you're not happy, and ask, am I not happy because of some external circumstance? Can I be happy in spite of the external circumstances? Joy in myself and my life? Can I find peace and wholeness? Or am I allowing myself to be influenced by in the external world? And anytime we give our power to anything external to ourselves, be it another human being, to provide the love that we want, we are giving away our power. It's like those crystals. We're giving away our power because we've already got within us the love and the joy and the happiness and the peace, all those God qualities I talked about in the prayer. We've already got all that within us. To let that out, to become that which we seek. And happiness, maybe December's your month. 7 months away. Or you can choose it now. All right, last one. How about that? Is it a good one? I like this one. Your financial situation will soon improve beyond dreams. And so it is. We're back to that idea of what was the first one? A long awaited wish and wildest dreams. All of these are the inspiration, the desires that we have that Spirit places in us to keep us going. Otherwise, we would get stagnant, right? And stagnant stuff gets stinky, frankly. So we want to stay moving. We want to stay engaged. We want to have these wishes and desires and things that come up within us to give us that motivation to keep working towards bringing in our good. And this type of thing, your financial situation will soon improve. Well, yeah, expectation. Wow, put that on a t-shirt, Jim. Your financial situation will, I mean, if you saw that every day, that affirmation that your financial situation, would you start expecting it? Yeah, we start expecting it. And then what happens? It's going to start showing up, isn't it? Because we're expecting it. That's our belief. When we believe at the deepest levels, we have an expectation. It's like the little girl that was in the village, and they were in a drought, and they were having rain ceremonies and prayer evenings and dances and all sorts of stuff for the rain, for the rain. And this little girl is the only one that showed up with an umbrella. She believed. She believed that it was going to rain, so she brought her umbrella. Are you carrying your umbrella? Are you carrying your big fat purse or bag with you to receive all your financial good? Are you ready? Yeah, there you go. Jim Scott is. Rain it down. Rain it down. So, soon improve beyond your wildest dreams. How wild can you dream about your financial good? How wild can you dream? And of those wild dreams, how much of it do you believe is possible for you? That little gap in there is the belief that needs to be healed in order to allow those wildest dreams to be made manifest. We can dream and talk and desire, but unless we heal that little belief that doesn't quite believe it's possible for me, we're still not going to have it happen. So when you talk about things like this, ask yourself, where's my unbelief and how can I heal it? How can I heal it? All right. Well, that was fun. That was fun. All right. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Should we do a dozen? We'll be late today. We'll do a dozen. Sorry. This one's jumping out too, Bert. It's going to be a good one. That's only a half a cookie. I think so. That one's kind of a dud. The funniest one I ever got was don't smell the inside of a hat band. Right? Be like, don't put your head in the sand. Oh, well, there you go. Wednesday's my day. A long awaited wish will come true this Wednesday. We already had that one. So it's a double. So there you go. Thank you all for being with us. Thank you all, folks online. Anybody have anything they wanted to chime in? Nope. All right. So this week you've got a little spiritual practice. I'm going to invite you to set your intention to look for the lessons of the science of mind everywhere. Just have your radar on, looking for them. People talking about things in that information you're receiving. Look for the lessons and just pay attention and realize how much you know about science of mind and how much it's out in the world. All right, so it is. Shall we pray? So, how grateful I am this morning for all of this wisdom brought to us from Spirit in these little bitty pieces of paper. from the sweetness of the cookie and revealed life's lessons, science of mind teaching, inspiration. We recognize that Spirit is in the cookie and in the fortune, that Spirit is in, through, and as all that is, and Spirit is in, through, and as each one of us, as expressions of it, and that we're all whole, perfect, and complete just as we are. Just as we are, that we come equipped with all that we need available to us for the manifestation of the desires that Spirit puts in our hearts. And so this week, I know for each and every one of us that as we move forward into the world, that we are those drops on the pond of life and the pond of consciousness, and that our goodness, our kindness, our intelligence, our love ripples out to everyone that we come in contact with, and that they're made better from the connection, from the contact of who we are and who we be and how we believe and how we live, how we just show up in this world. That we are an influence, each and every one of us, an influence for good. I know that this center is a blessing, is a beacon to all who seek in this area for spiritual truth, for wisdom, for a better way of living, for a way of getting their own lives back in alignment with truth and back in alignment with love and prosperity and wisdom. And I know this morning, for anyone in this room that has anything on their heart that they seek prayer for, that we lift them into our prayer and we accept the healing, the revelation of clarity, whatever it is that that prayer is about. We just know that it is answered, that it is answered right here and right now. And so it is with a heart filled with gratitude and thanksgiving that I release this prayer into the action and activity of law, knowing that it is done. And we affirm that truth by saying, and so it is.